How's it going, Jets fans? My name is Alex with my co-host here, Ryan Moran. Got the shades on today. A good day to talk about Alijah Vera-Tucker. My hot take shades is that Alijah Vera-Tucker is a future All-Pro offensive guard, and I stand by that. I liked him as a draft prospect. He's a valuable player. He can play multiple offensive line positions, and I kind of think that this is going to be his breakout season because he showed a lot as a rookie. And the Jets asked him to do a lot of things in the scheme. And Mike LaFleur's offense is not an easy one to get down. Very creative, a lot of things going on. Alijah Vera-Tucker took it in stride. He really held it down at left guard. Now he's transitioning over to right guard, where I think he's going to have even more success, right? And he's been working really diligently to increase and improve his versatility. So he can plug and play multiple spots, including both tackle positions as well, which is super, super valuable at the NFL level. And ultimately, if he can really hold down that one right guard spot for the foreseeable future, he's going to catapult in terms of production and efficiency. So we want to take a look at his numbers, what he accomplished last year, why we think he's going to take a big step forward in 2022. And we'll take a look at a couple of film clips so you get an idea of what he did do last year and really where he shined. But before we do so, Ryan, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great, Alex. Not sure I'm as great as you with your swag today. It's reminded me a little bit of Sauce Gardner, to be honest. So I'm liking it. And excited to talk about Alijah Vera-Tucker. I think a guy who quietly kind of flies under the radar with all the splash moves that the Jets have made, but I think he's as intricate to the future of the Jets as any draft pick from the last 2 years. You look at the type of prospect he was, how highly regarded he was, and he was really a very safe type of prospect with even more room to grow with potential. You obviously touched on the versatility. A guy who played over the last 3 years now, he's played left tackle, left guard, right guard. So he's clearly got that ability to play at any position, which is a nice luxury for the Jets to have in case of injury or anything like that. So it was pretty thrilling, on draft night of 2021 in the first round there. You obviously draft Zach Wilson, and then you make the move up to invest in his future with a big move there in Alijah Vera-Tucker. Having him, hold down one of your guard positions, ideally, I think he's got that potential, like you said, for the next decade or so. And you said the run blocking ability that he has. Obviously, he's a good athlete. He fits the LaFleur's own running scheme. He can get up to the second level, finish some guys, which we'll see in the clips here today. He's a tough, physical, just nasty type of player. And I think he's even got more room to grow. His rookie year was promising, accumulated over 1,000 snaps, showed some good things, especially as a run blocker. He had moments of dominance, and I think he just turned 23 years old last week, so he's still very young, and I think the future is very bright for Vera-Tucker.
I do as well. Alijah Vera-Tucker has the capabilities to be an all-pro level guard, and the Jets should be extremely excited about that because if they coach him up properly and he gets some good consistency and continuity with the coaching staff and the players, and if this Jets team really just doesn't end up rebooting once again and they keep Robert Saleh, they keep this offensive line, and these coaches similar for the next 5, however long it is, maybe create a dynasty in a best case scenario, Vera-Tucker is going to be a part of it. And Vera-Tucker is going to enjoy the reward of continuity and consistency. As a Giants fan, I know what inconsistency does to players. I know what happens when you have coaches who are getting fired midseason because they get in fistfights with your head coach. I know what an offensive line looks like when you have Eric Flowers, reminiscent of a turnstile, is at left tackle. They move him to right tackle instead of guard because they don't even know what to do. I've seen incompetency, and as Jets fans, you've also seen incompetency over the past couple of years and decades even, about what not to do. And Alijah Vera-Tucker is one of those players that, it's hard to mess him up because he is that good. You'd have to be a world-class messer-upper to mess up Alijah Vera-Tucker. And last year, he proved that, right? We talked about him recently, and I want to dive back into his stats and really take a look at what he can do and a couple of clips, as I mentioned before. So right off the bat, his standout games, Tennessee, Atlanta, New England, Cincinnati, and Tampa Bay. A lot of those teams were some of the best teams in football last year. Tennessee, great team. New England, always a strong team. Cincinnati, championship contender. They were in the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay, always a great team with Tom Brady under center. So those were his top performances. He had a couple of solid performances against Philadelphia, even New Orleans. I'd even go as far as to say in Miami, he had to go on in week 12. But he did have some down performances like any rookie should against Buffalo, Indianapolis. Not that good pass blocking against Carolina and New England to open the year, but he was a consistent run blocker the entire season. His worst run blocking game was against Miami in week 15, where he had one of his best pass blocking grades. So for what it's worth, I think he just has to put everything together and just needed more experience and reps to really have consistent games in both categories. It seemed like when he was having a good pass blocking game, he was having a bad run blocking game and vice versa. So, those things alleviate over time. I think he maybe just like, I don't know, maybe got tired or just he wasn't doing well in that category. Maybe it was the way that Mike LaFleur was calling the games and the plays that they were utilizing. So, maybe just throwing that into it. But I do like how he had over double the amount of snaps in pass blocking compared to run block. He only gave up 2 sacks last year, 6 quarterback hits, and 42 total pressures. He had 5 penalties, so I hope that he kind of cuts back on those. He spent every single game 1,027 overall snaps at left guard, now transitioning to the right guard position. And what is different about right guard? It is a lot different, right? Because you have to figure out using your different sides as their strengths, right? So like when you're on playing left guard, your left side is your strong side, and then now you have that right side. You have whoever's going to be playing right tackle, Mekhi Becton or George Font. We'll kind of see how that unravels as training camp gets closer here and the season gets closer. But I think that he's good enough to hold it down wherever he's playing. Next to Font, he was tremendous last year, but next to Becton at right tackle, which is what I think will happen, he can be equally as great, if not even better. They're going to be insane run blockers. Becton at his size and his speed with Vera-Tucker at right guard, I would be terrified to see those guys coming down the second level. What are you thinking about him making this transition to right guard, and how do you think he's going to make an impact in year 2?
For sure. So obviously there was a lot of holdup with Laken Tomlinson early on, and if fans wanted him or not, nothing to do with the type of player Laken is, but just who would move to right guard really was the big question. And initially when the signing happened, I actually think most people, myself included, thought ABT was going to stay at left guard and they were going to put Laken on the right. And then it was shortly after the Jets announced that they were going to, with Vera-Tucker's experience playing multiple positions in recent memory and Laken being a little bit on the older side as a veteran playing that position, they were going to move ABT to right guard. And I think most people have warmed up to it. I think ABT mentally is very sharp. He's a hard worker. He's a tough player, hard-nosed, and he's a fit in the scheme ultimately. So you really said it best there. It's that muscle memory, just going from left to right. He obviously knows the vernacular. He has comfort in the scheme. You just want him to get reps, get more acclimated to playing that right guard position. And I think he's going to be fine ultimately with more reps. And hopefully this is his position now with Laken at left guard, and they can form a top tandem like Joe Douglas has spoken on that he feels they are. And finally, I think with Mekhi Becton potentially playing right tackle, one of the main reasons people wanted, Becton to stay at left tackle originally instead of Fant was having Vera-Tucker at left guard, and the two of them next to each other as first-round picks back-to-back years, and the dominance that they could have together in the running game. But if Becton's going to be moving to right tackle, they'll be right next to each other, and they have the potential for Michael Carter and Breece Hall to really make a difference in this running game. And I think Vera-Tucker has really got the potential to be one of the best guards in the NFL for a long time.
Me as well. So let's dive into some film here and take a look at what he accomplished last year. He was really good in the screen game. He gets out there really fast. And the thing about Alijah Vera-Tucker is like sometimes offensive linemen will try to like evade guys and get to that second level and set the block. He runs them over, right? Like he doesn't care who is in his path. He is bulldozing anybody that stands in his way to get to his assignment and get to his block. And you're going to see that the guy is physically imposing. He is tough as nails, and he's really fast. He has really good football IQ. He notices things that others don't. And I think that you'll see that right off the bat in the first clip. He is just such a good, like, anticipatory blocker. It's really impressive, right? Like right off the bat here, let's take a look at this clip a couple times. Against the Buffalo Bills, this is a delayed blitz. And watch what he does here. So you see number 21, I believe that might be a safety or a slot corner. Maybe it's the slot corner there. Watch what Alijah Vera-Tucker does here. So right off the bat, 58 comes in. He hits him with that block. He pushes him off, completely disengages that block, pushes him off a good yard, and then takes on the secondary delayed blocker or delayed blitzer and stands up 2 guys. Like you don't find offensive guards that can stand up 2 defenders at once in one play very often because they're so anticipatory and they're so quick to disengage. Great job passing on that defensive tackle that's standing over him right now. Really good job passing him on to the center, and McGovern really taking that block on, and so he can get 58. I'm not sure if Matt Milano's 54, 58, but he takes on number 21 seamlessly and does a great job. He gets pushed a little bit back, but what do you expect from a guy that's taking on 2 blocks at once there? What is your impression of that one, Ryan?
For sure. I just think technically the leverage, the hand placement, you see Milano, and then he obviously picks up Jordan Poyer. It's really impressive, just the recovery quickness, the awareness to really see that with his eyes. And he plays with that physical mindset here to just kind of hold his ground and not really allow any pushback.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Poyer is also a top safety in the league, so he's going up against one of the best linebackers and one of the best safeties in football, and he's standing up both of them, and he's stopping these guys in their tracks. So, I mean, but look how quick he reacts to this. My favorite part about this is, one, like you said, hand placement inside. He gets inside leverage immediately, pushes Mike Milano off of him. Watch how quickly he resets his feet. Bam! Look at that little jump right there where he resets his feet and gets squared. Right there, squares his feet, gets his body in a perfect position to take on Jordan Poyer, and does a good job of giving Zach Wilson just a little bit extra time to make that pass. Is that? Yeah. Okay. So, like, is that Mike White or Zach?
That's Mike White.
Number 5. Mike White. Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't look like Zach. So altogether, really good job by Vera-Tucker here and showcasing why, as a rookie, he's capable of taking on 2 of the league's best defenders. Pretty damn impressive right off the bat. Getting some work in with the Jets. Working on his feet, working on his hand placement, that power.
Oh, he has a ton of play strength.
Yep, a ton of play strength. And let's take a look here. A nice little screen pass. Like I said before, he's really dangerous with those screen pass game. He gets out to the second level just incredibly fast. Let's take a look here. So left guard, he's going to pull out. Watch what he does here, right? Because the running back has to make a decision. The receiver has to make a decision here. He's either going to cut inside and he's going to try and take on this defender who has leverage over the blocker. He's going to probably swim that block and get the ball carrier, or he goes outside. Watch what Vera-Tucker does to give him this lane. Squares him off back to the sideline, completely gives him that lane. That's legitimately elite blocking up at the second level. I mean, he doesn't have this leverage at the beginning of the play. He's running towards him. Watch what he has to do. He has to shift his body. He squares up, and then he completely seals it off. It's really a nice job from Vera-Tucker.
It speaks to his athletic ability in space that he can not only get himself in position on someone like Devin White, who's as fast as he is, and you also just see his technique, the angle that he takes here initially at the point, and how he can move and adjust his frame, throughout the rep is really impressive.
It is. He
has that finisher's mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's a good way to put it. It's a good way to put it. Finisher's mindset.
Hands are active.
Always, yeah. He's great hands, and his hands are powerful at that, so it goes a long way. So this is the play. This is one of my favorite plays of Vera-Tucker from this little short burst of clips. But Braxton Berrios coming around the edge here. Watch Vera-Tucker. So he's 76. He's at left guard here. Watch what he does here. He mows down a defensive tackle. He keeps going. Let's see. Run it back one more time.
He got 2 outside there. 35.
Yeah, he's so fast. I'm like losing him.
39 coming over.
Yeah. Rather, he's 75. Apologies.
75, yeah.
Said 76 before. Okay, so 75. Yep, he's out there. He's already getting out there. 1, 2, 2. Yeah, I mean, he's, like you said, finisher mentality. It's beautiful to see. Guys, I can get all the way out. I mean, look, he's playing left guard, guys. He finishes on the right sideline. He gets there.
Lateral agility as an athlete.
Seriously. He's all the way out. Look, he's out there. He's at left guard, guys. He's a left guard. He's all the way out in front of Braxton Berrios. I mean, look, because you can see George Font gets there. Look how late he gets there. He's still like trailing behind the play. And he gets there when the guy goes down, but like and Vera-Tucker's already made 3 blocks on the way. I mean, it's damn impressive to see a guy that big and that athletic get in front and get space. And so far, I mean, I think he can be an all-pro level guard. Just a little bit more development, a little bit more growth, better consistency, and just some consistency with the coaching staff. And Zach Wilson having a little bit more time in the pocket, being a little bit more anticipatory with his throws. I think Vera-Tucker can eliminate any hurries or sacks or anything just by Zach Wilson getting the ball out properly and adjusting his game, which I think he will do this upcoming season. So I'm excited, man. Any last thoughts on Alijah Vera-Tucker?
For sure. I think for me right now, it just comes back down to getting him as many reps as possible at right guard and just having him really grow with his confidence at that position. And if so, I think, like you said, he's got the potential to be probably a top 5 offensive guard in the NFL and, key piece of the long-term future of the Jets.
I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun to watch him in year 2. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe as always. If you like the shades, let me know in the comments section. Much love. Thank you for all the growth that we've been seeing on the YouTube channel. It means a ton to us. So much more content yet to come. We really want to make this an awesome experience for you guys in community building. So, we appreciate all the support as always. We'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Jets video.